What's going on, everybody? Zach Gilliland here. I'll be your extended coach for today. I got the owner of Midwest Fencing on with me. He happens to be my brother also. So he's starting a fencing company and we're working on a SnapShot right now. So figured you guys have seen some of my configuration in the other previous training videos for home services companies. So right now we're just in HighLevel kind of fine tuning the acquisition and conversion systems and fixing things that need to be fixed now that I think we got our first lead in today actually into the system. So anyway, we could pick up from where we left off a second ago, Aaron. So we have a calendar set up, and this is the estimate booking calendar. And you were just asking me whether you wanted the address in the calendar. Is that right?
Yeah, I think it would be. Some of this, I guess, is just kind of the workflow thing a little bit. But when I kind of look at my calendar, pull up the estimate. My calendar also offers, like the reminder notifications and things like that when I need to leave. So it's like kind of helpful to have, and then I can just navigate straight from my calendars. What I have done, like in the past with meetings, and again, I'm not to say that that's the best way to operate or anything like that, but that's just kind of what I have done. So
you want it in the description, like of the calendar event? You're not talking about in the title, right? Just the description.
If there was so again, I'm using Outlook. So if there was a way that I could have it actually in like the location of the calendar invite, then I think it would also trigger like the time to leave notifications and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense. Okay. You want to share your screen? I'll show you what to do.
All right.
All right. So go to settings on the lower left corner. And then go to calendars on the left. And then I edit this by clicking on that dot on the right, and then just click edit. And then, okay. So, where it says meeting location there, you see where it says meeting location? Kind of next, it's like Aaron Gilliland. So can you duplicate this? Oh, actually, wait a second. Here, click on that custom box to the left real quick. Okay, cool. Can you duplicate this tab? Just leave this open and open like just open another tab with HighLevel in it real quick in your browser.
I don't even know if I have that.
It's the app.deviable.io. There you go. All right. And then I'm just gonna have you copy like the merge tag. So just go to, I don't know, just go to like conversations or something.
Go to what you said?
Just go to conversations on the left. And then click all. And then like for her, yeah, you just click on her. That's fine. And then okay. So do you see the little to the kind of right of the text box, there's that little sort of like, it almost looks like a tag icon. No, it's like it's like in the text box itself above the little like staple icon and the smiley face icon. It's like at the top. Down where it says like type a message above the green send button. Do you see the little, click on that. And then hover over contact and then scroll down to full address. I don't know why it's cutting off for you. It's weird. Click on that. Just click full address. And then just copy that and then go back to your other tab and just paste it in there. So what that should do is add at the time of creating the calendar event, it should add the full address. You can scroll down and click say, oh, there you go. And then scroll. I don't know if it saved that because there was one more save. Click on edit real quick and we'll just make sure. I think it did, but yeah, okay, cool. You can close this out. And then go back to contacts. Click go back. And then there you go. And then for her appointment on the right, if you click appointment in the upper right, then that one that's confirmed, like click on the little pencil icon for that. And then if you scroll down, yeah, click that and then scroll down and then appointment says confirmed. And then for meeting location, just for in this one particular incident, because we haven't made that calendar change yet, we're just going to manually edit her appointment. So you just click on the custom box down there. Yeah. And then paste that same thing in there and save that. And I think we'll need to test to make sure that the merge tags come through in the location. And in fact, why don't you see the little back arrow next to Barry Miles, like kind of in the upper left?
It seems like, I mean, it pushed through already to Outlook, so that's nice. But I don't know if that's what you're talking about or not.
Oh, did you already get an update?
Yeah, it's like live, I guess, because once we added that, it added the address in here.
Okay. Nice. Let me make sure that let me just make sure that we didn't just add her to the workflow twice. So that part that we were just talking about, I can do it with you so we can decide on kind of like the way that we want it to operate together with respect to like when people come in, in various different times. So
yeah,
I can just share my screen with you real quick, see if this works. So for anybody who's watching, the problem that we just encountered when we ran our first contact through here is the contact entered the workflow and it's for an appointment tomorrow. And so the workflow waited a minute, and then our other wait events down here, we have one that's wait till 7 days, one that's wait till 3 days, one that's wait till 1 day. And if we click on all of these wait events, you can see down here that there's a setting that says skip all outbound communication actions till next wait event or event start date action. And so what that means is if the appointment happens to be only 3 days out, not 7 days out, then this wait event will skip and it will go down to the next wait event where somebody's appointment is still within that range. And so what had happened was, since the appointment was for the next day, it skipped this wait event, which it shouldn't have, because in this wait event, we have a crucial message that asks, please confirm by replying yes to this message, and if we don't receive any communication, we'll cancel your appointment. And we had some logic under here to cancel the appointment. And so they never got that message because it skipped that message and went straight to the wait 4 hours. So had we not intervened, the appointment would have been auto canceled. And so what we're going to do is we duplicated that workflow before we made the changes. so that we had the old version of it that didn't get cut up down here. And so we can see our original if tree logic down here. And so what had happened is it skipped this message where it asked them to confirm, and it went straight to this which is waiting for contact reply, and then it times out after 8 hours. So all that to say, so we have so are you going to schedule estimates any longer than 7 days out, do you think?
No, well, I would doubt it. I mean, it will be kind of how it gets bogged down, I guess. Like once the phones start ringing a little more rapidly, but I would be surprised if they were over 7 days away.
All right, and so then and even if they
I
were
would say,
over 7 days, we probably don't need like reminders to kick in until the appointment's like a week away, right? They're still going to get a confirmation right away.
yeah, I mean, even the appointment reminder 7 days away probably is potentially a little unnecessary. Like I could see like the confirmation and then 3 days, 1 day or something. I could see that.
Okay, so we can get rid of the.
Yeah.
I think the 7 day one says, let's look. It says we have you on the schedule for this week. And then it gives them, so it could be like any time in that next 7 day range. And then the one they get after that is 3 days before. But we could, do you want to shrink it down?
Yeah, I would
Or
just do the, yeah, I would say get rid of the 7 day one and just give them the 3 days. There was some verbiage in there too that I think I already changed it. That was the estimate time, and it was like, well, it was something like we usually show up within an hour or something like that. But thus far, at least, I've really tried to like, if I tell you I'm going to be there at 2:30, I'm going to be there at 2:30. Because I know there's a lot of people that get irritated with that 4 hour window that service companies give them, or 2 hour window or whatever it is. And so I think I went in there and just removed that on like I don't remember which reminder it was. It might have been the day before reminder.
all right, cool. All right, sweet. So we have the 3 day, 1 day, and then we have, let me see here. Move my Zoom out of the way. There we go. I'm kind of thinking about putting this confirmation that they still want you to come out at the 4 hour mark instead. And we could even shrink this to like before 3 hours from the appointment instead. Do you want to, like, I know you don't, I mean, you don't want to go out to people's houses basically if they're not ready to have you actually do the estimate, right?
Yeah, I mean the whole canceling one though, if I have an estimate at 8 o'clock in the morning, they wake up and then it tried to get them to respond at 5 a.m. That could be kind of a problem. And estimates are not always in the afternoons, obviously. So 3 hours before could be a little tough.
That's a good point. Would you prefer they confirm like the day before?
Yeah, I would think the day before because there's, I mean, and that would I think that would kind of help us with like this Barry who I just booked an hour ago. Like, I don't see a lot of value in a text being sent to her. Like, do you still want us to come out tomorrow? Because I just talked to her like an hour ago. Versus if I book it, 4 days, 7 days, I can see some value in that. But
All right, let me see here. 3 days, 24 hours. Yeah, there's like that little logic gap here. What do you think? Kind of butchering this, but let's see here. All right, so 24 hours before, 1 day out, then 3 hours before. Oh yeah.
I would think the appointment happening today, is that basically going out like an hour before the appointment or something?
Let's see. Uh, 3 hours before.
Again, what's going to happen with that one if there's like an 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock estimate? I guess that one's not really prompting anything though, right? So it's not waiting for anything. So it's just a notification.
Yeah, man, I'm kind of thinking that, okay, here, let's do this. Let me check this real quick. I'm just gonna move these so I can just clean this up a tiny bit. And let me just move these. I'm gonna just get rid of these if trees. Okay. All right. Now, we also all right. So now we have no if trees. Okay, so 1 day out. So I think when we get into the 24 hours, so we have 3 days, then the 3 day, then the 24 hour goes out. And so then I think we probably need to do like an if tree here where we check um let's see, events. No. Hold on. I know there's a way to do this here. Date, time. Shit, good. Nope, that's not what I'm looking for. Yeah, here we go. Okay, last appointment is so you probably want to do last appointment is before like oh wait. Oh, dang it. Maybe this isn't the one I want. I know there's a way for us to channel them based on the hours. Like is morning, is today, and no. How do I do it? It's driving me crazy. One more attempt. All right. I'll email that. We might have to do it at the trigger level, appointment status, and all right, I'm just gonna forget routing that because I cannot remember how to do it. I'll look it up later, but I was basically gonna say at the 1 day mark, we need to get more granular because so let's say you do have an estimate at 8 a.m. Oh, I remember. This so I used to do this back before workflows were a thing when they had triggers and campaigns. And we could do it with triggers and campaigns, but I cannot remember how to do it with workflows. But what will ultimately happen is like let's say we had a 1 hour wait event and then we also restricted the times in which that could be like in which those notifications can go out. And so like what we could it gets a little tricky, but we could do, wait 1 hour before the appointment. And then like you could do another wait step here that basically is a time delay. Oh wait, I wonder if till a particular
What
condition
is
gets
your
satisfied.
what's your goal, I guess? What are you trying to accomplish with
To
this?
make sure that we don't get any notifications like early in the morning.
Gotcha.
Because on a time event, we can open an advanced window and we can basically say like, start from like, 8 a.m. And so, but if we do that, like if I say start from 8 a.m. right here, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. on this one. So let's say this was 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. So then what would happen is it'll hit this wait event and it's like, okay, send a message or, pass this 1 hour before the appointment, which would be 7 a.m. So it's going to pass that. Then it's going to get to this and it's going to say, oh, well, I need to now wait till 8 a.m.
I think
And
if it's only reminding like an hour before the appointment, it probably doesn't really make a difference what the time is, you know,
yeah, like
unless it's trying like
you'd probably still want to message them at 7, right? I mean, if you're coming out at 8, is that what you're
if
saying?
I'm coming out at 8, yeah, 7 o'clock would be fine, I would think. I'm not, gonna come out a whole lot earlier than that anyway. But either way, like an hour beforehand isn't gonna hurt anything, I wouldn't think. Now, if it was like 3 hours beforehand or something, that could start getting a little dicey, I would think. Like that one, 3 hours before appointment.
Say that again with the 3 hours.
I was going to say the 3 hours could be a little bit dicey. If it's sending them a text 3 hours before the appointment versus just 1 hour, but
Yeah, that's true. Because we'd only want to send them a 3-hour notification if it was like an afternoon appointment, essentially, right? Or is 1 hour still sufficient?
I think 1 hour is fine, especially if we're contacting them the day before, they kind of, it's basically just like a quick little reminder, hey, we're meeting you in an hour.
So we have a 3-day out or 1-day out and then a 1 hour out.
Yeah. Yeah, and I would guess that like the majority of them are going to bypass that 3-day out and kind of be put into either that 1-day out or in between the 1 day and the 1 hour,
So 7-day, 3-day, 1 day happening today. Okay. So we'll want to so SMS 1. Change this to 2. Change this to 3. And then 4. Yeah. Four, 3. So we need to change the templates to reflect language that basically says the same thing for number 2, number 3, and number 4. So 24 hours out. So they get one 24 hours out. They get 1 hour away.
But not all of these are opt out, correct?
What do you mean?
It's only that one text message is going to wait for a response, or none of them are right now.
Currently, none of them are, but we still have that language down here. So we need to figure out how we best want to execute that. So if we want it to go,
I would say that one could be like I don't know. I was gonna say maybe the 1 day out, but then the vast majority of people are gonna get that, I guess. I don't know if that would be annoying. I don't know.
yeah, man, I'm half tempted to just basically say don't do that right now, and then like if you have problems with people, then we can like solve for it then,
Yeah, I agree.
Which I know that was my idea, but it's proving to be. As I think about it, like I'm really glad that you got that contact in today and you scheduled it for the next day, because that was sort of like a hole in my thinking that I didn't anticipate, which kind of, it's like right at that 1 day mark where it creates like kind of an issue.
Right.
So we'll get rid of this. And then get rid of this canceled. One other question I meant to ask you the other day is, like when you spoke to that lady on the phone, did you have, like, was there, other than her address, like, was there any other questions and stuff that you asked her on the phone, like info that you needed to know before you got there tomorrow and stuff that you'd want to store like on her contact and HighLevel?
Yeah, probably. I mean, it was actually not. I mean, it was kind of a weird phone call. They which is pretty abnormal, but they want us to set the posts for their fence, and then they want to finish the rest of the fence, which is, not ideal in many ways. And so, like, I debated even if I was interested in even moving forward, to be honest. But part of the reason I wanted to move forward was because of all this. I was kind of like, I'm curious to see, like, in the workflow, like how throwing this in there would kind of work with that. But yeah, there's definitely like some notes that I would want to put in. And again, it helps me whether it's through HighLevel or whether it's through Outlook. Currently, just my own workflow has been through Outlook, that like when a lead comes in, basically like I'll create like an Outlook, or just schedule the estimate through Outlook calendar, and I'll put in all their address, and then I'll put in all the notes there. So if I have like 3 estimates in the same day, I can just pull up the calendar and say, like, it basically will show all the details that they want. And so it pushes all of that information to me, kind of like when it's relevant, which is kind of like when I'm either on site or like headed to that site. But yeah, I think
Got
there
it.
would be
Okay.
I think there would be like some details I could add to that contact for sure.
Yeah, because we can make it to where, well, if you're going to be like filling, getting phone calls like that from people, like you can have a form, where you actually put their information in. And like, so instead of you manually creating the contact in HighLevel, you could just fill out the form and put everything in there, and then it'll create the contact for you and put everything in the right spot, on the contact and everything like that. And then like when it's at like the 1 hour away from the appointment mark or whatever, like it can send you an email with all that information, if you wanted to. So
Yeah, I think that maybe that would be the easiest thing, is basically just have HighLevel on my phone. And if I get a call like that, I can just open the app, go to the form page. I don't know if that's how it works, and just run down the form. That would be like super easy. It's kind of a pain in the butt, to be honest. Like if I'm driving or something, to try to open the calendar, create an event, like set the times and the like a little bit dicey on the road. I usually have to, so like simplified that I can do all that if all the information goes to where it needs to. That's ideal. And then again, just pulling that information into, like, it would be nice to have that information into the calendar invite for myself, just so I can look at it.
oh yeah, for sure, man. Okay. So all right, so let's, okay. So here's what we'll do. Let's move this event up here. And then we'll do, this will be 1.5 booked Okay. Can you still see my screen, by the way?
Yeah.
All right. So we need to do a few things. So the first thing is like this template, which was number 6. We need to change that in the marketing templates, and this will be the internal notification that goes out to you when they book. So this is right now number 6, 1.76. So we're going to change this to 1.7, and then okay, 1.7, then 1.5. And we'll say, you want to say, we'll just say, this contact just booked an estimate. And we'll just come back to that in just a second. And I'll duplicate this tab. So what information are you trying to like write down about people?
I've kind of like a manual. This is like the paper form that I basically fill out like at every job. And I mean, it's really not anything too crazy, I guess. But I mean, really just their obviously name, phone, email, address. So the basic contact stuff, project description. And then like I'll put in like potentially like concerns, like if there's like any issues or anything like that, like whether it's the customer or the project that I'm kind of like feeling out over the phone. And so that's generally it. It's usually pretty simple. But you know, and under the project description, I might do like a, you know, 6-foot privacy fence replacement, existing fence, you know, needs a 5-foot, you know, setback, existing fence is getting torn out. You know, looking for pricing for the spring. Customer's really nice, or so, like something like that is kind of like it's kind of what I'll put in there, or vice versa if they're not nice. So like customer's really hard to work with. Don't know if I want to bid the project, but you know, that kind of stuff. So now this is like, you know, whether or not this is potentially the same form that we were discussing that could sync with Airtable. You know, I don't know if we want to like just build one, like an actual job estimate form, but like, I'm not really sure how that works in here. Like if it's, again, like, you know, the actual estimate side of things, maybe it is better to do that in Airtable, like, and then pull the information at a high level and put it back somehow as far as like, I don't know. I don't know, for this purpose, you know, it's kind of like if we just focus on kind of the phone call form though, that would cover the bases.
Okay. Yeah, I think for now, man, we can handle like the estimate, the actual all the information you need to actually build the estimate. But I'm thinking, yeah, like more or less like for you to, you know, for you to be able to just have a place to enter the information.
Yeah.
Because if you're talking with them on the phone, if you punch this information in and then you hit, you know, the second you hit submit, then they'll be in HighLevel, and so then you could then go to their contact and then book an appointment for them relatively easy.
Can you you can't book an appointment from the form, correct?
From what?
From this form, would you be able to book an appointment?
Actually, not from the form itself, but we can put this form in a funnel and do that. So, and I was going to do that anyway. So we have already our status update funnel. In fact, we might just yeah, we'll just create create a new one. And we'll just call this um actually I think we will put it. Let me see what we put. Can't remember what we made the URL for the status update. See go to status updates. Yeah, we can just put it in here. I'll just say new estimate. And then the path could just be, well, we'll create the path. Yeah, so go to midwestfencing.com/new estimate. And then we can go full width. So we'll just put I'm trying to think if we should, because we can also take that form and make it part of the calendar form itself. That might actually be the move. The only problem with doing it that way is you have to select the appointment time before you can start entering the information in. So for that reason, I'm kind of thinking
Yeah.
that I'm kind of thinking here, we're gonna actually, going back on what I said, we're gonna have a separate funnel for this. So I'm just gonna delete this. And then we'll create a new funnel and just call it estimates. And then we can put our other logic in here too later. So we'll do new estimate. And so our first step will be the form. So we'll put the form here and select the estimate request an internal form. Yeah. So then what we'll do is, so the form's on the first step of the funnel. And so we'll put the calendar on the second step. Blank. Just fixing the URLs. New estimate. And then this one will be estimate calendar step. Fix this URL, estimate calendar. And then on the form builder, I'm just going to I'm going to go back into this form real quick. And then we're going to go to the options and turn on sticky contact, which means when you fill out the form and then you go to the calendar, like the contact information will already exist on the calendar booking. And so, okay, so on submit. Perfect. Styles. Yeah, here. I think we should be good. All right. Going back to the funnel. And then we'll just go to this form real quick. And then right below the form, I might just put like an estimate button. I think I can hide. So you go to next step. Yeah, we'll just use that button. So since it's going to next step, so basically when you hit submit on this form, it is then going to go to the next step, which is the calendar. So then after the calendar is done, probably it should, I think it'll just say thank you. Or something like that. Thanks for booking or whatever.
And then that'll put the customer into whatever category, depending on the timeline before the estimate that's booked automatically. Also, it'll throw them in the funnel automatically.
Yeah, so if we go, I wonder if we're still, yeah, if we go back to our workflow here. So right after a booking, this text message goes out, confirmation of your appointment to receive an estimate of the date. See, then we have, that's where we need to modify this template. That's right. And I actually need to refresh. Here, let's do this. So we're going to just modify this template to include the information that we just created in the form. So this contact is booked an estimate. And wait a second. That's a text. That's a text. Let's make this 1.1. Then we'll do 1.2. So we'll say an estimate was just booked on your calendar. Here is the information. Here is the contact and job information. Here's the job information. So we'll do contact. We'll do first name, last name, email, phone, job description, job considerations. Then we'll do appointment time and date. And then we're going to drop custom fields in for all of these. So here we'll go contact first name, contact last name, contact email, contact phone, and then we have custom fields, and we'll do information about the project and job considerations. And then lastly, the appointment time and date. So we'll do start date, time, and we'll just bold all of these. Save that. We got to refresh our workflow. Alrighty. And then what we have is a text message right here. And we need an email. So I'm just going to copy this actually. Then we're going to change this to email. And we already have our from name mapped into a custom value. And so we can do from name. Oh, but this is an internal notification. So we'll just do business notification from email. The reply.mail midwestfencing.com. Then we can just do business notification. Reply mail.midwestfencing.com. This is going to go to the assigned user. And we'll do new estimate booked. And then the template, we need 1.7. That's our templates for this. Then there's our email template right there. Beautiful. We'll just change the name up here to say email. Alrighty. And then our SMS template still needs a little bit of work, which was this 1.1. Say this let's see here. You just booked new estimate for. We're going to keep the text short, and we're just going to say for full name, the time, date of the appointment is appointment start date time. And then we'll just say the system has emailed you all of the information. All the detailed information. And so, okay, so if we refresh,
Need to get that form built there, Zach. Phone's ringing off the hook.
That's what's up, man. Good, dude. Shoot, we haven't even got anything dialed in yet, bro. That's good.
That's no ads running, just the listing, and that's 3 organic calls since noon today, so that's pretty good, I'd say.
Just from you said just the listing, just from the Google guaranteed, right? Being up and online.
Well, the guaranteed hasn't even actually went through yet, so it's just it's got to be just the business listing, I guess. It was listed before, but it's definitely the Google My Business or whatever we did, that's come through there, but it's working,
Sweet,
I
dude.
suppose. So
All right, so I got all right, so help me out here. Let's see. I need you to SMS 2 needs to be 7 days out. So help me with the language here, because we're going to change this one that's 7 days out to be 3 days out. And so, do we still want to say we have you scheduled for this week? And then it's going to give them their appointment time. I mean, it's 3 days out. It's going to be, the thing is like the funny thing about the 3 day is like if it's like Friday and it's like we have you scheduled for this week and the appointment's on Monday, right? Because it's 3 days away. So we could just say we have you scheduled for 3 days from now if you want to.
yeah, I don't really like the 3 days from now.
Why don't we say your appointment's coming up in a few days?
Yeah,
Your
there you go.
estimate.
Your estimate is scheduled in just a few days or something like that.
One other thing I like to do, which isn't currently in the templates right now, and I'm wondering, actually, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me just, I don't even think I think I forgot to change the name of this one before we close it. Yeah, 3 days out. So if we want to, it can give them their appointment. First of all, we can do appointment, date, and time, and one. And then we can also do, so we can say we look forward to it. And then do you want to drop them a link to Google Calendar or Outlook? Like we can say add this appointment to your own calendar. And then we can to your own to add this appointment to
I don't think we should do that in this reminder. If anything, that should be done in your appointment
the confirmation.
Yeah, and the confirmation. I think that the rest of these, I think, really need to be like real simple. Just like, because I think if we start throwing out too much, it could get a little bombardy. So, but I think the first one, if we wanted to do that, we could. Here's a link to add it to your calendar or whatever. But did you get
Okay.
that? Was that form completed?
Yeah, I did.
How do I find that on my end?
Just open a browser and
Okay.
go to go.midwestfencing.com/new-estimate.
So this is also the pointing page that we're gonna saying 404 on my end for that one.
Here, let me check. Oh, sorry. It's because I never assigned the domain to it. Let me do that. There, you should be able to go to it now.
Not yet. Not yet. It'll get there. I'm just gonna add it in manually, actually.
Wait, what happened?
It's still not. It's still saying 404 on go.midwestfencingcompany.com/new estimate.
Here, try this. I mean, it should be up on this. Just click on that link I just sent you on the chat.
Oh, new dash estimate. I see. Okay. So is this is just this page is kind of for the purpose of this, correct? This isn't the pointer or the landing page for the ad stuff. This is kind of just like it.
This is just for you for like manually doing this.
Gotcha.
So you could open
Okay.
you could open that URL from your phone anywhere and just
Okay.
punch it in. Let's see. All right. We'll shut down the recording here in just a second. We have internal notification, and then we have internal notification here. Okay, 3 days out. Oopsie. Oh, already. This will become our 1 hour away.
All right, I'm about to add this form. We'll see where it goes.
Hey, hold on just a second before you submit it. You're on the form still. You're on the form still,
Yeah,
not the calendar, right? All right,
The
yeah, go ahead.
consideration we do what?
Is that person gonna book also or no?
Yeah, I scheduled a estimate too with them.
And that's
With
not in high level yet, right?
none of it's in HighLevel yet, correct?
Okay. Go ahead and push that form through, but hold off on the next. It should take you to the calendar after that. Tell me that it does or doesn't.
I might change this considerations part to not be required, but the rest of it's good. We'll see what happens.
All right.
I just put no considerations in there, but it doesn't really make a difference. All right, so now it's pushing me to it now.
Okay, hold on.
So the interesting thing is I'm planning on going out there tomorrow, but because it's within, I'm assuming it's because it's after business hours or something that's not showing any availability tomorrow.
It's because the calendar is set to do 1 day out. So I'll make that change real quick. And we still have somebody in here. Yep. So let me change that on your calendar. So
Okay.
if we go to calendars, you're welcome to look if you want to see how. If we go to edit this calendar, and then we go to availability. So here it says scheduling notice 1 day minimum. So we'll just change that to 0 and hit save.
Gotcha.
And
If
then
I
just refresh. It might fix it right away there.
Yeah.
And then you're good to push the calendar. Now, hey, when you went to the calendar, did it automatically enter the contact information again for you? Oh, you probably haven't got that far yet.
I just went, I selected the time and now it's saying enter your information and it's all blank. Is that what you're talking about?
Can you share your screen just real quick?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's supposed to be populated with their information. So I'll fix that. But for now, just go ahead and put in the same contact information you did on the previous step. It might not be there because of the refresh, actually.
If I don't put it, well, it probably wouldn't let me submit it actually if I don't put anything.
It's gonna match it up by email and phone. So as long as those are the same.
This
Did you push it off?
Huh?
Did you push it off?
That it
You
pushed what
submitted
off?
the account? Did you submit the calendar?
Yeah.
Uh,
It showed up on my calendar, and on my calendar on the calendar it's saying the correct time, but right here it's saying like 8:30 p.m., 9 p.m., but this is like coordinated universal time. maybe that's a calendar issue with this account potentially, because this is a new account. But I mean, it's coming across on the right time over here where it says like 2:30 and 3:30 p.m. But then over here,
What happens if you change the coordinated universal time to central time right there? Should be minus, like minus 5 or 6. There you go. And where did you say it's showing the right time?
I'm not going to hit send because I don't know what that's going to do. But
Not going to hit send on what?
on this one, you see how it shows the time is right over here. And then I move that out of the way, and then it's having this, but you see the send update right here. It has this person, it has the customer listed in here. So if I hit send update, it's going to email the customer and from Outlook and say, hey. So I'm not going to do that.
I just found another little bug also. The workflow that's currently listing for SMS, inbound SMSs, needs to check for appointments before it sends them a message. Let me check here. First time through.
Yeah, I don't like this. You see that? Is that you're talking about?
Yeah, where it sent them like, I'll be back with you shortly.
Yeah. Yeah, he's he's probably like, what the hell?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, we're gonna fix that right now, bruh. So I just added it. If an estimate's booked, that's not going to go out anymore. So I'll do this.
Is that why I got a text message? Is that what that was saying?
You probably got a text message from the system that an estimate was booked. You also should have got an email.
I would almost rather the system not even, I don't even know if it's a good idea for the system to text them back. It would almost be better for them, the system, to text me and just say, hey, but like, yeah, to have the system text me and say, like, they're trying to get a hold of you. But
yeah, man, we could do that. Here, I'll take over the share here for a second. And actually, I'm over time on this recording, so let me just stop the recording for everybody really quick. Thanks for joining us, guys. If you were watching and following along, we're just kind of solving problems in real time here. We have leads coming in and bugs happening high level, so we're patching them up, and we'll probably be doing more of this in the future. So hope you all enjoyed it. Have a good one.